What is happening? And welcome to, you guessed it, another print review. All right, friends. I always have a smile on my face when it comes to doing print reviews. I've said this over and over again over the last 6 years, 5-6 years, we've been doing these print reviews. I always love, there's something magical about cracking open a beautiful print, or you hope it's going to be a beautiful print. In this particular case, this is coming from Lumaprints, so I have a pretty good idea this could be pretty awesome. This is a company that we have now reviewed a number of their prints over the course of the last handful of years, and every single one, this is a company that consistently pushes the bar higher and higher. And this, I believe it's going to be a canvas print here. But before we go diving into this box here, let me give you a speed or a snapshot of what to expect with this video. So if you've not seen one of these print reviews before, in a minute I'm going to crack this thing open. I'm going to expect everything from the packaging, the colors, the frame, literally there's going to be no stone left unturned. The reason why I do that is because, well, it gives you, the viewer, the chance to see unedited, a full view as far as if you go out there and spend your hard-earned money on a print from Lumaprints, what you can expect. All right, so let's crack this thing open here. Make sure I get this right. Okay, so I believe this. So at any rate, as I go jibber-jabbering through this review, one thing I can't recall whether I just said it or not, but as I'm sharing with you things I like, dislike, you may agree, you may not, but ultimately the big win here is if you decide to go out there and spend your hard-earned money on a print. That's why I was leading where I wanted to say a moment ago. You have a good idea as far as what your money's going to get. All right, so here we go. Inside, and just like one of the previous prints that we just reviewed, and incidentally what I'll do is, if you want to see some of the other Luma print reviews that we've done, I'll put some links down below as well. But one of the last reviews that we did with these guys, you see a very similar way that they package these. The box is a box. It's not really, it's certainly not a heavy-duty box, but it doesn't need to be when you factor in how they package this up right here. All right, so let's put this down there. All right, so they have this wrapped inside. It looks like the tape here got loose here, but you can get an idea as far as what's supposed to be happening right here. You have the print right in the center there, so it is able to take side impacts without getting destroyed. And then, as we see here, let's see. Thought I was done with my knife again. And as I've said many times over and over again, but I'm going to repeat it for the sake of those that are new to the channel and have not heard me repeat it over. Now, the reason why you want this to be packaged up all nice and safe and so forth is because, especially for those of you that are doing this, sending it, drop shipping it to clients and so forth, when a client opens it up, this becomes an extension of who you are as a professional. So if it gets destroyed because the UPS guy decides to punt it to your front porch from the truck as they're driving by and it happens to get scratched, well, the individual opening it is going to point the finger at you. All right, so like last time, one of the things I like what Lumaprints does here is they have these little foam things on the corner here. Reminds me of those little floaty toys that my kid has at the pool. All right, so let's, oh, I totally forgot what shot it. Oh, cool. Okay, we have a story to share with you here. Let me get these things off of here and then I will share that story. All right. Okay, make sure I don't go hacking into the print. Actually, I'm going to keep that out there. So you can see, you have each corner is further protected with foam, and that actually works out pretty good as well. And as you saw how that was packaged in there, This also, when it's in there, it creates a bit of a lifted surface off of the print. All right. I think I stabbed myself with the knife. All right, and last but not least, we have a final coat or plastic wrap going around the print for just a little added protection. This right here, I'm actually excited to see this print because this, my son during summer break this year, I brought him over to Europe for his first European trip. We started off in Rome. Took a high-speed train, which he had never been on a high-speed train. Completely lost it because the thing was doing like nearly 200 miles an hour and so forth. We ended up in Zurich, and then we went up to Frankfurt, and we drove around the Germany countryside and exploring castles. And this was I can't think of the name of the town right now, but this was right next to Marksburg Castle. And you can see it had all this cobblestone and just beautiful old school buildings and so forth. And this is the power of a print. I've spoken about this many times in the past and so forth. The moment you print, or you take your print and you print it out, especially when you can find someplace that does it affordably. This print right here is only 63 bucks. Yes, exactly. 63 bucks. I'm going to round it up to 64 bucks. To get a beautiful print like this, we're coming into the holiday season right now. And again, something that I've echoed over the years, one of the best gifts that you can give somebody is a print. Now this one is going inside my house, but I can almost see sending something like this out to Grandma from Caleb there, and she would absolutely love it. But that is such a, boy, it really turned out fantastic. The colors, one of the things that really drew me to this particular section, or I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the reflection out of this here. And what's funny is, regardless how awesome this photo is, on video, you're not going to be able to appreciate as much as seeing it in person. But the colors are absolutely rich and vibrant here. And one of the first things I'm going to start looking at here is any sort of anomalies or noise in the print itself. The print is actually in there really tight. Obviously with a canvas print, as we've spoken many times in the past, you want it to be relatively pretty tight. And from what I can see, I'm looking at the corners right now, although a lot of it is going to be hidden within the frame there. But you can get a sense of the craftsmanship of just how well the person is putting the print or folding everything all up. And it looks pretty darn good. Okay, let's take a look at the staple frequency here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 14 staples going along the bottom right there, from what I can see right here. The back of this, Jesus, this looks like a hardwood that they're using here. It's sanded, nice and smooth. If you watch some of my old reviews, you know where I'm leaning with this. Some of the prints, you would not dare to do this because you would get splinters and so forth. This is actually a really nice frame. And you have a few little items there for mounting hardware. The cable to hang this up on the wall. You have the steel with the plastic wrapped around it, so it's actually really nice. It looks really fantastic back here. I'm just looking at the corners on the frame. The outer frame is put together nicely there. Boy, that turned out nice there. So the black really pulls out the photo and separates it, hence the floating frame. This looks really incredible. Let's take a look at the scorecard for Lumaprints canvas print. right, friends, and there you go. Another amazing print from Lumaprints. I'm absolutely amazed with this. You know what? I keep echoing myself as I was going through the routine of this earlier. I'm like, geez, it really sucks it out of the park. It's hard to believe that this is $64. I think this was a 16 by 24, it's by 3/4 inches thick. But again, you're talking about it has the floating frame that's going around it. Earlier, I was talking about getting out there and the power of printing your photos. At 64 bucks with a floating frame, there's not a lot of excuses that you have for not getting out there. This is going to look incredible, and every time I walk by that, it's going to remind me of that special time that I had with my son on his first trip over there. Friends, what an amazing print. Now, what I will do is I will put links down below to other Lumaprint reviews that we've done. I'll put a link to Lumaprint itself. I would encourage you, get out there and try them out. These guys, from the metal to the canvas prints, they just really have continuously set the bar and really done a great job. Anyway, now, as I keep saying with these reviews, if there's a company that you would like for us to review, if you have any questions regarding metal or canvas prints or acrylic prints, let me know. I respond to each and every question. And friends, that is all I have. It was great to see you again here today, and I will see you in the next video.